and welcome to @Rochelle Rogers, a YouTube channel where we take topics in the news, celebrity or otherwise, and we discuss them through two views, a physical view and then again through a spiritual view. Now, before I get started today, I just wanted to highlight my outfit today, Queen Standing. It is a clothing brand founded and created by T. Chanel, and I will put her YouTube link in the description so that way you can go over there and check her out and also check out some of her clothing pieces and possibly copy one or two. Now, the one I have on today is a two-piece short set, and it is really, really nice. It's very wearable. The material is very nice and soft. It's comfortable, something you can wear all day. It's not like one of those outfits where you're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get home and get out of these clothes. I mean, you really can wear this all day. So I just want to shout my girl out for the outfit and show her a little support, show her a little love, and ask you guys to go over there and check her out, okay? You might find something that you really like. Now, I do want to say that I am wearing Queen Standing today, but that does not mean that she is endorsing or that she is co-signing any of the views of this video or any of the other videos. I simply am just wearing her outfit today, okay? So I just wanted to make that clear. Now, the topic I want to talk about today is what I call the Oklahoma 3, the Tulsa Oklahoma 3. And the Tulsa Oklahoma 3 are Leslie Benningfield, she's 108 years old, Viola Fletcher, who's 109, and Van Ellis Hughes, who is 102. And these three individuals, they are the last living survivors of the 1921 massacre in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And the massacre happened in a city called Greenwood. It was also known as Black Wall Street because that was where more than 10,000 blacks lived. And it was one of the most prominent, successful, most thriving black neighborhoods probably in the country at that time. So hence the name that it got, Black Wall Street. So apparently one day, it was like Memorial Day, and a 17-year-old girl, she was Caucasian, and she was an elevator operator, and then a young 19-year-old man who was, of course, black. So he tripped getting into the elevator and like kind of braced himself by, he like grabbed her arm trying to brace himself, and she started screaming and hollering and accused him of assault, sexual assault, whatever the case was. And he went to jail. So then when he went to jail, this white mob came to the jail and they was like, look, hand him over to us because I guess we can do better than the cops. And so in response to the white mob going to the jail, group of black men came in defense of the young man. And so apparently they got into it. Some shots were fired, and the black gentlemen, they retreated back to home where they were from, which was Greenwood, and then the white mob followed them, and that is according to reports when the massacre started. So they followed them back to Greenwood and just started going ballistic, okay? So more than 35 blocks of the neighborhood or town was destroyed. It was burned. Homes and businesses were looted and burned. At the end of the day, it was like 800 plus people in the hospital. Thousands of more had to be sent elsewhere for care. They even had the National Guard dropping dynamite down. Now, some say that the reason for that was they were attempting to end the massacre because it started May 31st and it did not end until well into the next day, June 1st, okay? And so apparently they said they brought the National Guard in to help the situation. Why they would decide to drop dynamite, I don't know, but that is allegedly the reason that the National Guard got involved. Nevertheless, the entire neighborhood was completely burned. Like, no firemen came out to try to put out any of the fires. No police came out to try to arrest anybody. They're asking for a new hospital to be built as a part of their reparations package. They are also asking for a fund to be started called the Tulsa Massacre Victims Compensation Fund, and they also have a detailed account of the losses of wealth and the losses of property that they want to be compensated for. Now, the judge, Carolyn Wall, she dismissed this case with prejudice. And dismissing a case with prejudice basically means that the judge has said, I'm done with this case. Don't bring it back to me anymore. I'm done with it. It's over. Have a nice life, okay? And I guess the attorneys, because the city of Tulsa, Oklahoma is being sued in other local agencies as well. And their attorneys are saying that they cannot afford to pay reparations, because if they do have to grant these individuals with these reparation requests, then the city will become bankrupt and basically go broke. That they aren't able to pay the reparations and continue to function as a government as a whole. So I guess Judge Wall agreed with them, and like I said, she dismissed the case with prejudice. Now, these three, they are still fighting. They are taking this case to a higher court, and their whole thing is that because of this massacre, that it contributed to generations of economic instability for them and for the black community. But not only that, they lived through this. I mean, they have trauma behind this. I mean, they sat and watched their neighborhood get burned, looted, people died, you know. I mean, there was just all kinds of crimes being committed, right? And then at the end of the day, nobody was compensated, because the people that did stay in Tulsa, they filed insurance claims, you know, behind the property being damaged and burned, and all the claims were denied. There's not one reported case of insurance claim that was granted behind this massacre. And then you got nobody went to jail. I mean, the fire department didn't come put out any fires. I mean, they were just literally left to just fend for themselves, literally. I mean, at the end of the day, the city didn't come and say, oh, we got to help y'all rebuild. We so sorry about what happened. None of that. I mean, everything was just completely destroyed, and nothing happened to anybody about it. I mean, if there's any three people that deserve reparations, if there's anybody in this whole country that deserves reparations, it's these three right here, the Tulsa Oklahoma three. I mean, they legit went through some things that legit affected the rest of their lives, okay? And nobody suffered any kind of consequences or repercussions for it. I mean, that's just not fair, no matter what way you look at it. So they are going to take it to a higher court, and let's just hope that they are able to see some type of justice in their lifetime, because they deserve it. And you know, it's only right. It's only right. Now, like I said, from a physical standpoint, like I said before, it's all kind of charges that can be brought up. Now, they're over 100. Now, the angry mob, most of them are probably dead by now. But if any of them are alive, I mean, I say you need to charge them and they need to go to jail. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, some things have no statute of limitations on them. So if they're still living and they can, be proven to have been participating in those activities, then they need to suffer the consequences and repercussions. It's the only right thing to do. Now, from a spiritual point, now this is just evil. People are just evil, and I'm here to tell you, when that spirit of evil gets into people, it's hard to stop it. It really is. And like I said, this went throughout the day, and they said that the National Guard came and started dropping dynamite in order to try to end the massacre. That's allegedly. I mean, who really knows what? But the point is, it caused more damage than anything. Okay. So, hate begets hate. You know what I mean? Positivity breeds positivity, negativity breeds negativity. So when negativity is on a roll, it is kind of hard to stop. I mean, you just kind of have to just leave the situation. Sometimes you just cannot intervene when people are in that negative zone, or if they got that negative energy going and they're in that space. Sometimes it's hard to diffuse. I mean, sometimes the only answer is to just exit stage left and just leave. I mean, and eventually it'll get out of the system and they'll calm down. But yeah, when a person is going in that negative way, it's hard to get them to stop. So 9 times out of 10, the best thing to do is just leave them be. A person you can't fight by yourself. You can't argue by yourself. And if you do, it ain't gonna last too long. Okay. But getting involved and trying to stop it or whatever you're trying to do, a lot of time that just adds it on and keeps it going even longer. So a lot of times the best thing to do is to just leave. Now, what else I want to say? About the reparations. So, like I said, the city is saying that they can't afford the reparations, and that may be the case, but at the same time, these people deserve justice. So y'all just going to have to do what y'all need to do in order to serve these people justice. I mean, it's only the right thing to do. I mean, you wasn't worried about money when y'all was letting the mob burn the place down, so don't be worried about it now. You know what I mean? The conversation of reparations is really out right now. A lot of people are not sure where to start with reparations, like who's going to pay. A lot of people are saying, like, if the government pays, then it'll just be coming from the taxpayers. And so we are taxpayers, and so we would basically be paying ourselves, which I do see that argument. But at the same time, the government was a part of it. The government did uphold the oppression. The government did uphold this type of behavior. So they do hold some accountability for the oppression of the people. And so I do understand what that argument is, but maybe the government should not have to pay all of it, but they do owe some. Now, I feel like individuals like the descendants of Eli Whitney. Eli Whitney, he invented the cotton gin. And before he invented the cotton gin, slavery was on the decline. And so when he came out with that, slavery went up, boom, and it continued on for a lot longer than it would have had he not invented that cotton gin. So as far as individuals go, I would say his descendants need to cut a check. And then Carol, there was a lady who encouraged Eli Whitney, and she actually funded the cotton gin project. Like, she gave him the money to be able to learn how to make the cotton gin and make it and manufacture it and patent it and all this and all that. And so her descendants, hey, they need to pay too. I mean, if you don't have any more of the money, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. But people like that, you know, those are individuals that should pay reparations. Like, if you have a company that is a multi-billion, million company, or your well-to-do company, and the roots of your company started behind slavery, then you need to cut some people a check, okay? So that's where I would start with it as far as individuals go. So yes, the government does owe some, because like I said, they co-signed a lot. I mean, y'all was passing laws and putting people in jail and, you know, encouraging and upholding the nonsense. So yes, y'all need to pay some too, okay? And then all the individuals that got rich because y'all had all this free labor, and then eventually, you know, y'all ended up forming companies and having companies behind the money that you gained from all this free labor. And now today, you know, you sitting high on the hog because you got all this money from this company that started, if you go back far enough, from slaves. Y'all are the ones that need to cut the check. So, like I said, that's just my opinion on the reparations debate. Like I said, the Oklahoma 3, I just want to say their names one more time because they really do. Like I said, if nobody else gets reparations, these 3 and their families need to be awarded reparations. And I don't think they're asking for much, you know, considering what they've lived through all their lives, right? And that's Leslie Benningfield, 108, Viola Fletcher, 109, and Van Ellis Hughes, 102. So that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I am going to try to go more in depth on these topics on a different platform. And when that is ready, I will definitely let you know. But until then, thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.